Hi, I'm Dan Watkins. I'm with my brother Owen Watkins. We're co-owners of SureFlight Aircraft Completions in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Behind us is a brand new Bell 407 GXI. SureFlight's about ready to perform a brand new completion on the aircraft. Paint, interior, and some avionics work, and some additional things that I guess don't fall into either of those categories. Owen's going to give us a quick tour of the aircraft and some of the things that SureFlight's doing.
The first thing I'm going to go over are some of the things that we ordered with the 407 GXI. Some things from the factory that made sense to do. That way, as we start to get into some of the completion work, these things don't really cost anything more buying it on the assembly line versus buying it aftermarket. As you can see behind me, the 407 GXI is in primer. This is the way it was delivered from the factory. And when you take delivery of a helicopter in primer, there is a paint credit that gets forwarded to the customer. So a few of the options that were added to this helicopter, if you look at the skid is set up for the float skid system. So this skid doesn't have to be swapped out, as the floats are going to be added at a later time. This 407 was ordered from the factory with the inlet barrier filter. That's evidenced looking at the inlet and also with the inspection windows on both sides of the aircraft. Moving to the baggage area, you'll see the auxiliary fuel tank. The 407 GXI comes standard with auxiliary fuel tank provisions. I went ahead and had the auxiliary tank added as well. As we move to the interior of the 407 GXI, a couple things to point out. In this scenario, this is a ferry heater. This comes from the factory just for the ferry flight. This helicopter was not spec'd out with a heater or an air conditioner from the factory. SureFlight's going to be doing that completion here. So Bell was kind enough to temporarily install a ferry heater assembly, and that gives the pilot and co-pilot just enough heat to not freeze in the winter while ferrying one of these helicopters. This 407 is going to be configured in a corporate VIP interior configuration. So the corporate interior seating was ordered from Bell. The headliner with the air conditioner ducting already installed. This is the corporate headliner with the sound deadening blanket. That kit has all been installed, even though the seats themselves are going to be recovered at SureFlight. They'll be built up completely custom. That'll be a later video that we'll be able to post at a later date. The windows on this 407 GXI have been specified as the high visibility doors and windows. If you get that side shot, you'll see how these all bubble out away from the airframe, giving an extra few inches of shoulder space, and the visibility really is fantastic. These two windows on both sides are the dark limo tint windows, and then the standard light gray up front. They're all protected currently because maintenance is going to start doing some work on the helicopter, and we really want to protect these windows. Starting out with some of the simpler completion modifications being done to this helicopter. On the outside, we have the maintenance steps. These are aeronautical accessories kits, and the step kit comes with nutserts that get potted into the airframe. The steps then get mounted onto the airframe. Currently, we have these removed because when we go into paint, we want to have a good coat of paint underneath the step. So these modifications are made, and then the step handles that get mounted on top of the fuselage like that. These have already been fitted out into the airframe and will be added after paint. Currently, none of the doors on this 407 have the door struts to hold the doors open. So you can see if I just let go of the door, it's going to close. So we've purchased the door strut kits. We've begun those modifications. This door has the first one on it, and it's fitted to the airframe. That way the door will stay open, making access easier, and then we'll hold the door in place. So all the doors will wind up with that modification. For those of you that have seen the Bell 505 completion video, you already know what to expect. Paint-wise, the completion on this is going to be on par, full clear coat, full custom paint job. The interior in this helicopter is going to be along the same lines, full custom completion. All the interior panels will be repainted. A couple of the major airframe modifications that this 407 is going to have that's a little bit different than what was available on the 505. The air conditioner system, the heating system, the emergency float kit. They're going to take a few weeks of completion time from a maintenance standpoint. And then also inside with the G1000 NXI panels, there's a host of avionics packages that are available aftermarket. We're going to be completing just about all of the packages that are available. So this will be highly optioned up when we're done. We'll have all the bells and whistles, the XM, the active traffic. Actually, this will be one of the first commercially available IFR 407 GXIs as well. IFR kit is done by Bell, so that will require this helicopter going back up to the factory and completing the IFR kit there. Once everything is done at SureFlight, that'll be the last step in the completion of this GXI. If you're interested in the completion of this 407, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll be posting videos as different modifications are being made. They'll be released in the future.